Hello guys, TiltTrader here. So today I'm going to show you what these buttons on top here means and how you use them, or you can use them in trading. So the first one, once you log in and go to the analysis tool, we have the virtual hook. What the virtual hook actually does, it's that when you're on your live account, you set up your virtual account to run behind the scenes. Once you activate it, it will be taking trades not in your real account but rather on your virtual account until the conditions of the trades have the conditions of the losses or the trades have been met that you have set there are met. That's when it will switch to your live account. You can use this button anywhere while using the accumulators, while using the rise and fall, or any other market or any automation tool available on TiltTrader. So this is how it works. Once you click on the virtual hook, it will ask me for to set up. I have virtual hook set up, so I'll save. Once I save, as you can see, it said connected, so it has behind the scene it has connected to my demo account. And then here we have virtual hook configuration. So we have the virtual losses and we have the live trades, and we also have the smart sync virtual hook. So for the virtual losses, that means you have a strategy or you have that bot that you are running, and once that bot hits, or that automation hits 3 consecutive losses, that consecutive losses will be on the demo account. Now once you have activated the virtual hook, those consecutive losses should be on the virtual account. So once it hits 3 consecutive, it can trade, okay, it can trade have 2 consecutive losses, then a win. So the losses have reset, so it will still wait to count up to 3. So after it has hit 3 consecutive losses, that's loss. After it has hit 3 consecutive losses, it will automatically switch from that demo account to your live account. But make sure you are on a live account when setting up the virtual hook when trading on a real account. So, and it will only take 1 trade. By default, it will only take 1 trade on a real account. If it wins that trade, it will only take that 1 trade. Once it takes that 1 trade and wins, it will return to the demo account. But if it takes that trade and does not win, it will continue trading on a real account until it wins, and that's when it will go back to a demo account. But here we have the number of live trades here. So you can still add the number of live trades. So for example, you know that your strategy, once your strategy goes like 3 consecutive losses, it may have a few wins. So like maybe let's say even 5 wins or 10 wins in a row, or maybe a winning streak later, a winning streak. So you can tell actually the virtual hook, I want it to take 10 trades or any number of trades you like. Okay, let's say like 5 trades. I want it to take 5 trades. After it has lost on the virtual, it will switch to live, and once it switches to live, I want it to take 5 trades. So if it even if it takes the first trade and wins, it will still continue trading on the live until the count is 5, and it is not on loss. So it can go more than 5 until it recovers the money. But if it will not be on loss and it has traded 5 trades, the last one is not a loss, it will go back to the virtual account and start looking again for the virtual losses. And those are the two. Normally the default one is this, like this, but we'll change it according to your strategy. And then we have the smart sync. So what the smart sync basically does, let me just click activate and you'll see. Once I activate it, you see that the virtual losses have turned to like something like 100. So what it will do, it will not actually use the 100. It will be manipulating this number of virtual losses. What it will do, it will place like around 10 trades on the virtual account, on your virtual account, and it will check on the pattern of wins and losses and decide what's the best number of virtual losses it should use based on the given data. And when it continues trading, it becomes perfect in identifying the number of virtual losses based on how the strategy is performing on your accounts. It will be analyzing, the smart sync actually analyzes the trades that it has placed, so it will know how many losses it should how many virtual losses it should use. So it will automatically change the number of virtual losses automatically based on how it is winning. And Lastly, let me just deactivate it, and as you can see, once I deactivate it, it returns to 3, and I can set the one I want. And once I activate it, you'll notice that the virtual look button has turned to something, some green color. It has turned, so you'll know that it's active. Okay. The second thing I'll talk about is the switch asset. So the switch asset, just click on it, and as you can see, we have the auto switch asset on both, and then once I click on both, we have on lost on one, and we have on both, and then we have auto switch. So, and when you read the message below, it says that the asset will automatically switch to the next one based on above conditions. So what actually this does is once it trades on like, let's say, volatility 10, it will switch automatically to the next volatility when it's activated. And there we have the conditions for the switch. It will not automatically switch every time. So if I've said on both, if it won or lost, it will automatically switch. When I've said on both, when it wins, it will switch to the next volatility. If it loses, it will still switch to the next volatility. But if I specify it to on one, let's say on one, that only means when, for example, trading volatility 10, it will only switch to volatility 25 if you won. But if you lost, it will continue trading on volatility 10. The same applies to on lost. As for example, you're trading on volatility 10 and you win, it will continue trading on volatility 10. But if you lose, it will switch to the next volatility, and it will go through a list of volatilities like that. But it only switches between the volatility 1s and the volatility indexes, and then the bear and the bull market. It does not go to the jump market and the step indices. And that's it. Actually, that's basically it for the auto switch assets. And we have to turn these on, and once you turn it on lost, it will turn the color to red, as you can see. Let me just turn it off. It is gray in color when it's inactive. Once it's active, it is active, and it's on lost, it will turn to red in color. On one, it will be green in color, and when it's active, and on both, it will be blue in color. And then I can just close it. So that's the second thing about the switch assets. And then we have now the third one. We have the start auto trader. Start auto trader, this is basically a form of something like a default Deriv bot, something like a default Deriv bot, but better because it's faster. So when you come to configure, I know you guys normally notice that we have the configure, then configure, where we have the configure is the normal configuration, and then we have auto trader. Now this auto trader is the configuration for the auto trader. Once I click on it, I'll get this auto trader setup. And then you have start auto trader, the same button as the one outside. And then you have the number of ticks, you have the market. So here you come and select the market you want to trade. So say market digit over, and then we have prediction, your prediction here, you select your prediction there. And then we have other markets. We have like digit over, digit under, digit match, digit differ, and then we have digit even, digit odd, and then we have call, put. The call means the rise, and then the put means fall. That's what it means. And then we have the call with an E at the end. That means the rise or equal to, and then the put with an E at the end is the fall or equal to. And I think those are the most common markets that we trade on Deriv. So for example, we have the market digit over, and then we have the prediction 3, and then we have the martingale, the recovery, the normal recovery usually set, and then we also have the percentages. You can add here a percentage, the percentages. So let's say we're trading digit over, digit over 3. So you can say, so for example, but it's not a must. So if you just want it to use it like a default bot, you don't add anything. You just close it and wait for your conditions to be fulfilled for over 3 market, and then you start it. So let's, for example, wait. So maybe like that, we can run it like that, since we had maybe under 3 numbers. So we did run it, and we did win. So we wait. So there is another trade. Let's see if you have another one. And then once you are okay with that, you can just click on stop. And remember, as you have noticed, let me just go back down here where we have the it is taking even on the demo account actually, where you have the history. As you can see from the history, the first one you have R100, that's volatility 100. Then it switched to volatility 10 ONS. This is the code for volatility 10 ONS. It was switching since we had this switch asset, on activated, and that's why it was switching. And you can just start and stop it from there, but you need to auto trade config. And when you scroll down, we have the percentage here. So since we are at over 3, you can say, okay, maybe if the percentage for over 3 is greater than or equal to, you literally have to type the symbols greater than or equal to maybe 50. If the percentage are greater than or equal to 50, it will trade over 3. If it's not, it will not trade even once started. That's for the percentages. And then we have the sorry we have the entry digits. This is the number that you want to be touched before it enters a trade. So you'll say, for example, I want to trade maybe over 3 once 1 or 2 is touched. So you write 1, 2. So that means if 1 or 2 is touched, it will trade over 3 based on the conditions. But remember, if you did add the percentage here, it will use percentage as one condition, and then the entry digits as also another condition. So it must fulfill both conditions. So we have the percentage should be greater than or equal to 50, and then the entry digit should be 1 or 2. But if you just want the entry digits, you can just switch this to none, the way it was before, and then you only use the entry digits. But if you want to use both, you can add them both. And then we have the entry digit order. For the entry digit order, this is the, if you want, maybe there is this strategies that people usually have, that you maybe say if 1 and then 2 is touched, I should trade maybe matches 9. If 1 and then 2 is touched, I should trade maybe matches 9. So that means that we have 1 has to be touched, then 9. So we are not using or, we are using and. The 1 then 9. So that's the entry digit order. So you write 1, 9. So it should, then the moving cursor should touch 1, then touch 9, so that you can then touches, I've said 2, then touches 2, then you trade matches 9. So you should configure the auto trader on top here to matches, something like matches 9. And you will notice that when you use the entry digit order, the entry digits disappear, so you'll only be using one of them. And then we have the trade count. That is the number of trades you want to place. So it will place trades like, if you write 2, it will place one trade, like one trade, and then the second trade it will be after one tick. So it will place a trade, first trade maybe 1 tick with 1 tick, and then the second trade with 2 ticks, and so forth, continuing like that. If you have 3 trades, the last trade will be placed with 3 ticks. And then you have the delay. You can write here the delay you want before it places a trade, but for now it's 0. And for if we want a 1 second delay, you should write 1000. As you can see, I've written it here because the delay is in milliseconds, and then 1 second is equals to 1000 milliseconds. So if you want a 1 second delay, write 1000. 2 seconds delay, 2000, and so forth and so forth and so forth. And actually that's it. That's what actually this button right here on top mean. It's very simple. It's that simple, and you can use it anywhere. And that's it about this video. I know it has been long. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video.